Hi, I'm Jane from Zeeland, Michigan, and you're listening to the Wally Show precast. 2 thumbs.
Oh, she took my joke.
And she's qualified to do it because she's from Michigan, so they,
They're mean?
No, they do the hand thing with the mitten.
Oh, yeah. Where are you from? I'm
right
from here.
Which you could do with any state, by the way. I'm from Illinois, and I turn my hand upside down and point to where I'm from. It's so much faster.
Huh.
No? Any state.
I've never thought. How do you?
Tennessee's sideways, just like a sideways wave.
What would you do? Arkansas would be like a fist.
We should make a web post of every state's hand sign.
Yes. Perfect.
Florida would be like a gun.
Uh-huh.
upside down.
You might have to have some friends help you out on some of them. So Wally is gone. He is in London right now. You can follow along with his trip on our Facebook page. But that means it is a girl podcast. Yay!
Whoa.
So anyway,
You don't want to be a part of it?
we're really proud of Wally because for the first time in his career, I think, at least in the time I've been working with him,
As far as I know.
he has set an out-of-office reply to all his emails.
Wow.
So he's not getting email. He's not checking email.
It's immediately going to trash.
Yes, which didn't go so well when we set it up. Zach set it up. I'm not taking responsibility
I came
for
in
that.
halfway through him setting it up.
And let me just say, he was giving him some advice. I don't know how many people got his little letter that said, I will be out of the office, blah, 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 because I got one that was in a response to an email I sent him back 2 years ago.
Yeah, I got like 8 replies.
So if you got replies from Wally, it's Zach's fault.
Yes.
What happened is...
What happened?
What happened was it went ahead and sent a reply to every single message in his inbox still and then deleted it. So he had been saving, he had a couple hundred that are things that like bits he wants to do sometime or things he wants to follow up on. So it emailed all those people his auto reply thing and then deleted their email.
Oh my gosh.
He came by to say goodbye to me on Friday, and he handed over his marker and was like, "You're in charge." We had this moment, and then he's like, "So Zach deleted all my emails, so I have about 5,000 to go through when I get back, but that's okay. It's good. It's good." But since he is not getting emails right now, I've been getting some of the ones that he would usually get, like one from Katie. Katie says, "Hey, Becca, my birthday is Monday, March 28th, and I was wondering if on the podcast y'all could give me a little birthday shout out, song, whatever you want to do, as I will be turning 16."
Oh, that's a big one.
It is a big one. And since I don't know the song that Wally sings, I just clap along and
Happy
say,
birthday. We wish you happy birthday so we could party too.
"Hey!" Yeah, that's all I know. But I thought we could give her life advice since we are, life experts, especially me living so long.
Yeah, I think the advice I would give to my 16-year-old self, once you get a car, if you're getting a car, do not let your dad drive it. I got a Mustang when I was 16 years old, and my dad was like, "Let me go take it for a test drive. I want to take it for a test drive." Well, it was a very windy day, and we had a huge wooden gate in the front of our house. And he was driving through it, and the wind just shifted and threw that gate straight into my car and knocked the rear view mirror, one of those side mirrors, off. So it was dangling. He did not tell me about it until he got back. And he had taken, I don't know what you get at Lowe's or Home Depot, but that stuff that's like caulk or something where it's like it comes in a tube and you have to push it out. That's what he used to glue it back on. I know. So, Katie, don't let your dad drive your car.
Can't trust your father. That's great advice. Zach, do you have advice?
First of all, I'm curious, how long did you guys wait after you turned 16 until you got your driver's license?
Oh, the day of.
See, when I got mine, they'd created new laws, and so you had to have your permit for so long, so I had to wait a couple weeks. I would have done it right away, though.
Okay. Yeah, like ours, we had to... There were some driving things that we couldn't do until we had our license, or until we turned 16. But yeah, it was like a day later.
And if you knock over a cone, it's not a big deal, Katie, because that's what happened to me in my driving test. And he still let me pass.
I fishtailed for the first time ever in my driving test.
Oh, my goodness.
I was driving down there. It was snowing. All the schools were canceled in the area. And he took me up over this hill, and I crested the hill and immediately see there was a stop sign right at the bottom of the hill. So I immediately start braking, but the road's just completely covered with ice. So I slid all the way through the stop sign and fishtail and ended up in the middle of the intersection. And he's like... "Oh, good job. The last guy I took down here ended up in the ditch."
Oh, my God. Why would you do that?
He took me down. He passed me, though. So I'm like, so yeah, don't stress too much about the driving test.
Yeah, because obviously they don't care.
Obviously.
Have you seen the way people around us drive?
Mine would be, and this is very fitting because I had a time hop today that has to do with it. Mine would be that no one owes you anything. You're not entitled to anything. And it's because 8 years ago on my time hop, I had a very dramatic status for Facebook.
Doesn't surprise
when I
me.
was this was when I was 17, or about to turn 17. It says Becca really doesn't want to work on her birthday, but I guess millions of other people do it. Got to start sometime, I suppose. ...
Wow, bitter party of one.
So if you have to work today, if you have a job already, good for you. Go to work with a smile. It's okay. You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life, except on weekends.
I can't believe you had Facebook when you were 16.
I know.
Like, it didn't come out till I was like 25.
I know. I'm young.
I don't remember
Blah, blah, blah.
when it came out. I think I had MySpace.
I know that I was young enough that I was in an it's complicated relationship.
Oh, good grief. Gag me.
I know. It was a terrible child. But Easter was this weekend. Did you guys do anything fun?
I had family over. Yeah.
It
It was good.
fun.
And Anna doing egg hunt things,
Oh,
I
you
guess.
showed me pictures in her
Did
cute
she?
little Easter.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Did she find any?
If they were down by her feet, yeah.
Because I was going to say my dog did an egg hunt last year, and she found a lot of eggs. So,
Well, thank you for comparing my daughter to your dog.
of course.
No, Anna doesn't like walking through grass. It freaks her out still.
What?
She's a little unsure.
What'd you
Plus,
do to her?
It was like 9 inches long. I hadn't mowed it yet.
Oh, geez.
What'd you do to your grass?
So she's got ticks.
It's just healthy grass. I don't know. But yeah, so we kind of had to bring the eggs to her. And then she loved it.
Did you use fake or real?
Oh, fake.
Yeah, my dad made the mistake of using real ones one
What do
time.
you do with real eggs?
Huh?
Just like
You can hide
We used to
them.
do them as kids all the time. Like,
Yeah,
they're great.
really?
It's a
You
fun
have
project.
to,
Yeah.
You have to count them, and then at the end, make sure you have that same amount. And if you don't, because my dad made this mistake, ran over one, and it smelled to high heaven on the lawnmower. Oh, it stunk so bad. It'd been out there for maybe a week. And it
Oh,
was,
gross.
yeah, it was bad. So don't do that. Make sure you have them all.
I still love, though, the smell of vinegar, like when we would do the food coloring to dye them and stuff. It was,
No, thank
We-
you.
it was fun. We're going to have to do that with Hannah next year.
we actually never dyed eggs when I was a kid.
Wow.
Why?
I don't know. I think
Take the focus off of Jesus.
no. I think it was just that my third child woes, where your parents get busy, and my brothers were so much older that they were over it, and so we never did it.
Well, bless your heart.
I know.
We did those and made our own Easter candy. Like we had
Really?
cross molds and lamb molds and
of course
yeah,
we did.
create the whole Easter scene out of chocolate.
I did. My
eat it.
parents did give me chocolate crosses most years. One year I got a bunny. I just ate around the outside because I didn't want to kill it. So. Church. Okay, so we did church on Saturday night this weekend because they encouraged everyone who was a regular attender to go on Saturday night. So
Still
on
trying to
Sunday.
defend
No,
yourself.
I know. Because everyone I tell that to is like, well, it doesn't count. Jesus wasn't risen from the dead yet.
It does count.
But they had bunnies and chicks at our church, and they had like
Real
an area
ones?
for the kids to sit around and like play
oh
with them.
my goodness.
And we walk outside, and I'm like, bunnies and chicks.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Joey's like, you're way too old. And
Did
I'm
you
like,
go and
"But
pet him?
No, I'm not a kid. I don't have kids.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
I'd be over there. I'd be in the cage.
Do you know you can buy a baby chicken for $1.99?
what?
I saw that at Tractor Farmer Supply or whatever the other day.
Yeah.
But you have to buy a minimum of 6.
What?
My
So you're in
cousin
for
did
$12.
that. She bought ducks, and then she didn't realize you have to get rid of them once they grow up. But she has 2 little girls, and they live in this like nice area, like on a golf course, like nice.
Where you're not
nice-
supposed to have livestock.
Right. So they're like from the backwoods. So they buy these 3 ducks, and then they start like pooping everywhere, making huge messes. And eventually she had to find a pond somewhere and like drop them off and explain to the girls, like, they went to duck heaven. What happened to the ducks, Mom? Yeah, they didn't stay cute very long.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, we never had any fun animals. I'd love to have ducks though. How was your Easter?
It was good. Not anything too big. We went to the 9 a.m. service. There were 3 different services. And so I went to the 9, and I was going to go to my parents afterwards. So it gave me a little extra time. They weren't going to get out of their service till like noon. So it gave me a little extra time to like go home and change and then go to their place. So that's what I decided to do. But I realized on my way over there, I needed to stop and get some gas. So I stopped, and I was pumping this gas, and then this older couple, they drive up to the tank right beside me, and you could tell they're in their like Sunday best. And so I could tell that they were like looking at me, but not like glaring at me, but just thinking, oh, look, these young people, they don't go to church. Our world's going to hell, and all this stuff. And so I don't know why, but I felt compelled to start a conversation with them.
Wow.
You're as bad as Wally.
I know, but it was because I didn't want them to judge me. So I just said, oh, did you go to church today? And the guy said something like, well, we go to church all the time. Easter Sunday is not, Easter Sunday, is special, but we go all the time. And so, of course, I get on the, I feel like I get on the defensive side. And I'm like, oh, me too. I go to this church. And he was like, oh, yeah, we go to blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, you have a great Easter. And then I got in my car and I drove off. But I felt like, I don't know why. I felt like I had to defend myself because it was Easter and I was...
I get that, though, because since
jogging pants.
we went Saturday night, and so on Sunday, we just had a lazy day. It was nice. We FaceTimed family members, and but I went to take the dog out, and I just, stuck my arm out our back gate. I didn't want to go out with her, because I'm like, if people see me in my sweatpants on Easter Sunday, they're going to think I'm this giant sinner, because it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not at church.
Isn't this terrible?
I totally get it.
This is terrible.
It is.
It's bad because we live in the South, too. And so...
Yeah, it's good and it's bad.
Yeah.
I get it. Zach, you wouldn't do that? You wouldn't feel like they were judging you?
I don't care that if they're believers and they start judging me, that's not on me.
They should be inviting you.
Yes.
I'm not saying that they were. I'm just saying when I said, oh, did you go to Easter church service? Yes, we went, but we also go all the time. Oh, okay.
You should have been like, I go twice a week. So
yeah, I went to the Friday service and the Sunday service.
I actually own the church, so yeah.
kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
Kind of a big deal.
I couldn't believe I did that. I stooped really low. I'm not going to next time.
Okay, you're just going to tell them you're a sinner.
Yes.
A massive sinner.
Yes.
Look at me in my yoga pants on a Sunday
I know.
morning.
That's terrible.
Speaking of Easter plans, actor Chris Pratt, he's in the new Jurassic movie, and he was on
Jurassic
Parks and Rec.
World.
Yeah, Jurassic World. He had an interesting weekend.
Yeah, Andrew tweeted us that said that we should have put it in least of these that you'll hear in a minute. But he and some friends got this giant steel cross and walked up this mountain and poured cement and mounted a cross in the middle of the hill.
What was the point? Did they say?
Because Jesus died on a cross and it's Easter.
Yeah, I don't know
You
if you
sound
know
like
this.
the guy at the gas station,
Maybe
sir.
you don't go to church.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I know you wouldn't
No.
know this as someone who's in yoga pants on a Sunday morning.
Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, I go to church. No,
He didn't really say anything. The only tweet I think that had any words was the very last one that said Happy Easter.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I just don't know.
I hope there's story behind where they put it, if it's public land or
Yes.
something.
Oh my gosh.
He gets arrested. Wait a second.
That's terrible.
No,
It was a
he's-
big cross, though.
Yeah, he's one of those actors too that he's kind of made comments about Christianity in the past, and we always talk about how you really can't judge someone's salvation, and Wally tries to, but you can't assume if someone's a Christian or not. But he's made comments in the past that makes you think that maybe he is.
Yeah, because every once in a while he'll say something spiritual related, and so 1,000 blogs will write these articles about what a great Christian he is.
How
and so
epic it
everyone
is.
Yes. So everyone posts on Facebook, and then a week later they'll find a video of him swearing, and they'll say, look, he's not a real Christian.
Yeah, and that's frustrating.
Yep.
That's really frustrating, but good for him. Now, we have one more thing before we get out of here. We I've asked Betty before why she doesn't try online dating, and she's like, I'm just not ready to do it. It doesn't make sense for me yet. And I've always kind of wondered why. But then you have friends who have these weird stories about online dating that makes me realize, okay, maybe there's a reason she hasn't tried it yet.
There's not any good options. Yeah, in this age, you're trying to find people that are in the same boat as you. And so that can be hard to do. But a friend of mine, she's 38, 39 maybe, but she tried out one of these dating websites. And the guy ended up where he had two different Facebook pages, both had different last names, and he wouldn't tell her what he did for a living.
No.
So, of course, she dropped him off. But that was the only guy that she got to talk to. That was it. So she's not doing this anymore. But another friend that I have, she will download the app, and then she'll meet a guy, and then they'll start texting or whatever, but then he won't text back for about an hour or so. And then she'll panic, think she said something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And it just doesn't turn out good. So she goes in and out of this. But another friend of mine that I talked to, she just recently got on eHarmony.
Okay, which is supposed to be one of the better ones,
Yeah,
right?
it's supposed to be legit. So she's been on there about a week. and she got matched with this guy on Saturday afternoon. By 4 a.m. Sunday morning, they were already talking on the phone. Now, if you don't know anything about
At 4 a.m.?
Yeah, all the like they started at, I don't know, 9 at night and talked all the way through. Yeah, like forever. Yeah. Okay, so if you don't know anything about eHarmony, there's certain steps that you have to go through to get to that point. Like it's not just here's their number, call them. You have to you have to pick 3 questions. They have to answer that, then they have to email you back. And then it's, do you want to share your phone number? Do you want to share your email address? Like it's all this kind of stuff. Anyways, they passed all of those steps in a matter of hours, and they were talking on the phone. And so, of course, she was late to church that
because
Sunday.
she was talking all night to this
yeah.
stranger.
Right. But so I asked her, I said, are you okay with it going this fast? Like, this is very fast. She's like, yeah, I mean, I really like him. I said, well, are you going to meet him? And she was like, yeah, he wanted to meet today, but I already have plans
on Easter Sunday.
Plans with my family. So I honestly don't. I can't judge him because I don't know anything about him. All I know is that he volunteers. He's part of the Army, Marines, something like that. I don't know.
Oh, I was about to call him a terrible guy, and no, I can't.
Yeah, he volunteers and he does all this, and he's in her age bracket. But still, I don't know. And so of course I have to be supportive of her, and I want to be because I mean she deserves a great guy. She's a great girl. I just don't know, why does he want things to rush so much? Why is he? But maybe
it's just destiny.
Yes, or maybe he's being sent to Iraq or somewhere, and he feels like he has to rush because he doesn't have much time.
Yeah, maybe he's only home from deployment for a couple weeks.
Maybe
or he's crazy. And maybe she's crazy too.
I don't know. I just feel bad for her. But the thing is I think a lot of girls deal with this, where as you get older, you feel like you need to, what's the word? Downplay your preferences, or it's not that big of, you need to settle because society and the world is telling you you're a loser if you don't have anyone, and it's harder to find friends. It's harder to have a social network when you're not with someone. So I get it, where you feel like I think it's easier for the girls to settle than it is for the guys, because the guys don't have as much pressure. But the girls do. And so my heart goes out to her and all my other friends that are trying their best, but for some reason the pickings are pretty low. And so this is why I don't do
online dating. Because you could end up on the phone for 10 hours.
True. And waste all this time. And then you meet them and you're like, no. No.
Wait, so you think you could have a 10-hour conversation with someone on the phone that you think was amazing and fantastic, and then meet them in real life and all that could be meaningless?
No, unless they were making up stuff, or maybe there's that one important detail that you didn't know about.
Like 7 foot tall isn't actually a reality.
He still has his mother, she might be dead, and he keeps her ashes in a necklace around his heart. I
think you're
tattooed
a little unfounded.
Tattooed. I don't know.
He has a face tattoo.
Yeah,
he didn't disclose.
He took a picture of the right side of his face and the left side.
Okay, he's got a face tattoo of his pet cat from when he was 9.
What did you love that?
That one little important detail that you can't know that on a phone conversation.
His parents let a 9-year-old get a tattoo? That's awesome.
So you're saying you're just judging it by looks?
Wow.
That's kind of shallow.
Let me show up here with a full face tattooed guy and let me see what you say.
I think he sounds great if you talk to him on that phone.
Let's let Joey get a face tattoo. Would you be for that? Exactly.
Totally.
Did you say jodely?
Totally. You know, Joey, totally.
Oh, my word. So I'm just saying, I don't know how you talk. I don't think I've ever talked to anyone that long. That is a long conversation. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever talked to anybody that long.
I think the longest conversation that Joey and I have had was maybe an hour and a half, I would say, in college. And that was after we hadn't talked for a few days.
You saw each other in person, right?
No, we were long distance.
Oh.
So, I mean, but that's different than the getting to know you stage, because there are a million questions to ask when you don't know somebody. You know, if you're clicking, if the conversation's good, there's so many things you can find out about the other person and stories that you've never heard before. But yeah, I can't see Zach having a longer conversation than 10 minutes on the phone.
No.
I'm not a huge fan of phone conversations.
Yeah.
Was Sarah?
No, she hated phone conversations. And we lived an hour apart. So when we first started dating, like, we felt like we were supposed to talk every night, but neither of us really liked talking on the phone. So it was always awkward.
So did you take that as a sign that she didn't like you?
No. I can't imagine that, someone not liking me.
Oh, good grief.
He thought
That's where being self-confident is a good thing.
brother. See, Joey is not a phone person, and I took it really personally at first. I'm like, why don't you want to talk to me all the time? Into that wee hours of the morning.
Oh, wow.
And this was back in the day, too, where you had to wait till 9 o'clock at night to start talking, because that's when your
the rates got cheaper.
nighttime minutes kicked in. Yeah. So at 9:01 every single night, the home phone would ring, and there's Joey. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
that's cute.
But yeah, now that we're married, like, he's on the road, so he's gone a lot, and we'll typically do maybe like 15 to 20 minutes a day, and that's a typical day, which I think is fair.
My sister and her now husband dated long distance in college, and they fell asleep on the phone one night, and so they had like an 8-hour phone bill.
Oh, they were charged for it.
Yes, because it was a long distance overnight. Yep.
Man,
how much was it? Do you know?
And I don't know,
remember when you had to think about your cell phone usage?
because your minutes.
At minutes, texts eventually.
Oh, and it was free nights and weekends, but then you had regular minutes during the day.
Yeah, that you had very few of. It was always like a stressful
Like
thing.
100 minutes a month.
Yeah, it was very few.
I don't remember the phone minutes so much. I remember the text. You know, you had to keep track of that because I'd always go over. Always.
I racked up, I think I've told the story on the show before, but I racked up a $1,000. Was it $1,000? Was it more than that?
Oh my god.
It was at least $1,000. I don't think it was multiple thousands, because it was in the very, very, very early days of data, when you had a dumb phone, but you could access the internet, but it was like $1 a day or something. It wasn't, or $1 an hour, or $5 a month. I don't know. The core price wasn't expensive, but the problem was that each minute you used your data cost you. And I didn't realize that.
Oh, wow.
And so my parents had disabled texting because I kept going over it. And so I would use data to talk to boys. I know. And I know. And so that's how I racked up a very expensive phone bill.
What'd you do?
My parents took away my phone for a long time. I had to pay for it. I don't remember, but yeah, I was in a lot of trouble, basically.
Oh my goodness. I had a brick phone that I had to share with my mom back when I first started driving, and it was just this little blue phone, and you had a little green screen. I sound so old when I talk about it.
I didn't have a phone till I graduated college. Like, we didn't
But you're
have
a
them.
guy. It's different.
Well, and I'm old.
And you're old,
It's
yeah.
Like,
Well, then, man,
like
you
they
beat me
were
to it.
just starting to come out, like, commonly when I was in college.
No, I know that's one thing that makes me sound young too, is talking about having a phone in high school, which I didn't until senior year, but still.
I don't think I ever did.
How old should we wait till Lana is till she gets her own phone?
She doesn't have one yet. You're terrible parents.
Something tells me she's going to be pretty high tech like you. So she may really want one, and then
Yeah.
you'll see it as you'll justify it as a learning experience.
Yes.
And so you'll probably end up getting her one.
She actually does have one of our old phones already
Oh, really?
that I didn't end up selling.
And
'cause
there
it
was
had
a
couple
video
things.
that you posted where she already knows what to do.
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
She walks around all day talking on it. Like,
It's
yeah.
crazy. My 6-year-old niece will be like, I want to FaceTime Nana. And so my brother gives her the phone, and she dials her up, and she's like, hey, Nana.
Oh,
Like
my
right there.
word.
I've wondered about that, like what age to give kids phones, because I'm sure that when I got a phone in high school, there are people much older than I was that was like, oh, what is high schoolers walking around with cell phones? And now I see these little kids on bikes and they have their cell phones. I'm like, oh, what is kids on bikes with their cell phones? But it's a different world. And if that's your main line of getting a hold of your kid, like I always liked, do you remember the Firefly phones that would only let kids dial mom, dad,
Yeah.
or 911
That's
or
cool.
something?
Yeah.
You would add your favorite contacts.
Yes. Oh, I see a new business that could happen. I already call it. Whatever you have to say to call it.
That's it. I think that's legally binding.
A company that makes kids phones, but they only can do certain things. That way, if they're going somewhere with their friends, but they can't drive.
Did you just hear the thing I told you about? That's exactly that.
No, listen
You
to
just
me.
invented
They come in really cute colors, and they're small and
Indestructible. They dispense ice cream.
No.
Because what kid doesn't love ice cream?
No, you're going the wrong path. Picture this with me. But then it could only call mom, dad. Like you can only.
That's what I just said.
No, stop. Three numbers. That's all. And it can't do texting. It can't
That's
do
what this
data.
was.
Is it really? Well, I call it.
I think legally they have to pay you the money now
Yes,
for
I think so too.
licensing.
And Zach mentioning the ice cream machine. Didn't you say, Joey, you got Joey a
Oh, yeah.
How did that go?
It went really well. I got him a snow cone maker for Easter. Well, I told the Easter Bunny to bring it to him, but and
Kids, if you're listening.
and I was really nervous because I was going out on a limb getting it because
He didn't say he liked ices?
No, I know he loves snow cones, but I didn't know if that'd be something he'd ever buy for himself. And so he really liked it. He was really thrilled with it. So we haven't made any yet. No.
Oh.
We ate a lot of other food
You
yesterday.
haven't made any yet?
No, he was eating his giant bunny. I got him a giant bunny because when you're a kid, you can never buy the giant bunny. And I'm like, we're adults. I can buy him the giant bunny. And so that was pretty much all we ate yesterday.
What did he get you?
Some shirts.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I accidentally sent you a picture of one.
Yeah, you did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, because you're taking family photos today.
Family photos today with the dog. So
It's going to be so
it's going to be great.
Oh, and by the way, we didn't talk about this either. Becca and I went on a hike.
Oh, yes.
This
This is
weekend.
becoming a really long precast.
Well, you know, we have
Wally
time to
being here.
talk.
That's true.
But we went on
Zach's
a hike.
like, let me out.
Went on a hike with Hadley,
Yes.
Becca's dog, and she did so good.
She did.
She didn't stumble, fall, hurt herself, or
No,
anything.
She's not broken today.
Yeah, we went with two other girls, Mandy and Stacy, and they brought their dogs. So it was 4 girls and 4 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 of the 4 dogs would spaz out every time another dog walked by, thinking that they were like vicious and
Mm-hmm.
growling at them. I think y'all's dogs were the only dogs that were like mean, because
I
every
know.
dog that they passed, the dog was like, I don't want to bother you.
Well, they're being protectors. It wasn't like a viciousness. It was like you're going to hurt my owner. And so every time that we'd see another dog coming, we'd have to pull off way into the woods, like let them spaz out while the other dog just passes and is looking at them like, what? I just want to say hi.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But we walked 4 miles.
Yeah.
And got some exercise.
We
My
did.
legs hurt.
They do.
That's pretty
Yours?
good track
Yeah.
hiking.
Yeah.
Like
4
that's
miles. I think
legit.
so.
Yeah.
I think so.
It was intense. I feel strong. I feel like I can.
Empowered?
Yeah. It's weird.
I
when
feel strong and
you-
empowered.
When you do something like that, now I really want to be that crunchy person who's like, I'm all about the hiking and I'm going to make my own granola.
Yeah, I'm going to eat my granola bar as I'm hiking with my bottle of water.
in my slim little pants. And I don't know.
It's going downhill fast.
Yes. Oh, and on that note, speaking of downhill fast, that is going to do it for your precast. On with the podcast, which is short today. It's only news and least of these. Sorry,
to
not sorry.
disappoint.
Sometimes the news isn't good, but here's what you need to know. It's the Wally Show News.
And we are starting off with some sad news today. Yesterday in Pakistan, a bomb went off in a park, killing at least 69 people and injuring over 300 others. And apparently the explosion specifically targeted a group of Christians who were in the park there to celebrate Easter Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, really sad. Christians only make up 2% of the population in Pakistan, and the Taliban is taking responsibility for it. But it's one of those reminders, and I think we have those reminders constantly as you hear world news, that yesterday we are celebrating Easter one way by going to church and not thinking about these things.
Right.
And in other parts of the world, it's just not that way.
Right. It's a life or death situation, and here we're picking out, well, which service do we want to go to?
Exactly.
Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. Or, let's go do an Easter egg hunt, and it's not a big deal. We don't think anything about it.
Yeah, and it's incredible that people in these parts of the world still choose to worship, even though they face these things on a regular basis, and especially on these holidays. On to some lighter news. We were just talking the other day about how you don't see many kids out mowing lawns anymore. You know, how when we were kids, you'd go door to door, try to mow the lawn.
Well, I don't know. My dad wouldn't let me touch the lawnmower because I would probably break it.
Fair enough. But one 14-year-old is taking some initiative for an interesting reason. He knocked on his neighbor's door the other day asking if he could mow his lawn for $5. And at first the neighbor's like, nah, I can mow my own lawn, kid. It's okay. You don't need a video game. But the kid was so disappointed. So he asked him, well, what's the money for? And the kid said, I want to take my girlfriend on a date tomorrow, but I don't have the money.
Oh, that's
So-
precious.
Something in this neighbor's heart changed. He decided to let the kid mow the lawn. He got all the neighbors around to have the kid mow their lawns as well. And pretty soon, the restaurant that they went to the next day even heard about it, and they gave him the meal for free anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that cute?
How old is he again?
14.
Oh.
Too young to be dating. Let's start there.
Well, that's true.
But still,
that's
cute
precious.
intentions.
Can we get like guys that are in their
30s, that would go. Well, probably I want one with a job. That would help.
Yeah.
Not one that's mowing lawns.
If you're looking for a guy who's just mowing lawns for $5, you might want to raise your standards.
That's
just
true.
a
It's
bit.
okay for a teenager, but
And finally, this story might prove that cats really do have 9 lives. A woman had packaged up some DVDs she had sold and mailed them to a home 260 miles away. But after she sent the box, all of a sudden, she couldn't find her cat Cupcake. So scary situation. She didn't even think much of it, just thought maybe he ran away, maybe he's hiding somewhere. But 8 days later, the package of DVDs arrived at the second home, and there was Cupcake. He had climbed in. She didn't even notice. She packaged it up. Thankfully, he's doing okay. He was a bit dehydrated.
thank goodness.
But the recipient quickly got a hold of the cat's family,
8
and all is
days?
well. I know.
that's a long time.
I know.
How do you not know that your cat is in a box?
I don't know. Have you-
Clementine, she gets in boxes and she's so loud. Like,
Clementine is maybe the devil. If you poke her wrong, she will let you know.
that's true.
So I could not
That's
imagine
very
her in a
true.
box for 8
Cupcake is
days.
such a sweetie.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
It's your favorite part of the show. It's the least of these with your host, Betty Rock. Yay! Okay, I will applaud myself. Well, Selena Gomez has no trouble when it comes to boys. I mean, she's beautiful, right? So during an interview for a British station, a 12-year-old actually called in to see if he had a chance.
Is your name Google? Because you've got everything I'm searching for.
That got my attention.
Have you heard that one? Are you Google? Because you've got everything I've been searching for.
Oh, I thought you said giggle.
I know.
It
I was
threw me off.
Oh, and maybe it's his British accent, but he said Google.
Aw,
Isn't
that's
that
cute.
cute?
Did it work?
No,
Oh.
he was 12 years
Oh,
old.
yeah, okay, that's
fair. Though my cousin, given he's in Arkansas, so maybe y'all are going to lay that against him. But he told this girl, he said, "Man, are you tired?" And she was like, "Why?" And he said, "Because you've been walking through my dreams all night."
Oh.
That didn't work for him
Oh,
either.
okay.
Nope, didn't work. Movies always make movie stars look like heroes, but Hugh Jackman actually proved himself worthy of the title Saturday when his kids got caught in a riptide. So here's a beachgoer talking about the whole incident.
The rip was quite strong, and Oscar and Ava sort of just got washed off the edge. Hugh grabbed Ava, and I sort of saw Oscar drifting off, so I went after little Oscar, and we got them back up on the sandbar. He's definitely a bit of a super dad, superhero, and he's a super bloke too, so he's a good guy to have around.
What was he saying?
He's a super guy and he's a superhero. That's my Australian. Razor blades and kangaroos.
So he saved his kids?
Yes,
Oh,
from
wow.
the riptide. Like his kids were getting swept away and he went out there and saved them, and this guy helped him too. But I'm sure it helped because he had to bulk up for, what was that where he was a wolf and he had like
Wolverine.
forks? Oh yeah, he had forks.
Forks, yes.
out of his hands.
That is the
He had
exact
a
plot.
dinner fork and salad fork and dessert fork.
I didn't really get the concept, but whatever. Talking about superheroes, turns out that bad movie reviews don't stop people from paying to see. Over the weekend, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, pulled in $170.1 million.
Wow. Yeah, because there are a lot of people were saying that it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it got bad reviews, but nobody cares, I guess. Did y'all go see it?
No.
I did not know.
Are you gonna see it?
I'm torn, and this is going to be way over your head, and you're going to be spacing out. But I'm more of a Marvel comic fan, and this is DC Comics, and so Superman kind of loses me. You there?
You kind of
Which
lost
one
us.
is Mighty Mouse on? I like that one. This helped it also break some records. It put it at #1 in the box office, and it also is the biggest pre-summer opening ever, beating the original Hunger Games at $152.2 million. Also, the highest opening Batman movie. That means it beat The Dark Knight Rises.
Wow.
What?
I didn't think this would do well, but
I know, it
all
pulled in
right.
$160.9 million.
I guess they should fight more often.
Or I guess get bad reviews.
Or make up new categories like pre-summer blockbuster movies.
Yes,
Like, is that really a
That's
thing?
true.
It's a thing, Zach.
Wait, is March pre-summer?
That's pretty aggressive.
We're always pre-summer here.
Like it just turned spring. How is it pre-summer?
Pre-summer!
The Wally Show News is simply perspicacious.
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to Google it.
It's the Wally Show News.
And first, an update on a story that we talked about last week. The battle that started on Twitter between Cruz and Trump over photos of their wives has degraded even further. This weekend, Omaroso from The Apprentice, which I never watched The Apprentice, but she was on it a few seasons apparently. She was on CNN when she was asked for her opinion about the entire ordeal.
What's your opinion of the retweet of the Heidi Cruz and Melania Trump pictures?
Well, I don't think we should start there. We should start with the fact that a super PAC that supports
No.
Cruz
I want to
started
know.
to attack
I want to know
Donald
what your
Trump's
opinion
wife.
is. I'm not going to let you do that.
And Don, let
I'm
me
not
just
going to
say,
let you
I'm
do
going to
that.
answer that.
Omarosa, stop.
He's going to
okay,
come
let's
back
stop.
for you.
Everybody, cut the mic.
Oh my word!
Yeah. And then she tried to talk again, and eventually the host just went straight to commercial break. He's like, I'm not letting you dodge this question, but it seemed a little bit intense on his side for sure. On Saturday, the Pez company held a free Easter egg hunt for kids. Oh, yay! Or at least they tried to. Right before it started, a bunch of parents rushed the field and stole all the candy. Yes.
No.
They were even pushing kids out of the way, taking candy from the kids' baskets as the kids were trying to start.
To get for their own kids or for themselves?
For themselves.
No.
Yeah.
So they didn't. But okay, wait. This could be Pez's fault because did they put an age bracket?
I'm not sure
on
about
here?
the age, but they had a start time, and the parents were already rushing the field before this even happens. Hopefully, they did save some for their kids, but either way, you can tell that this isn't how the event organizers saw it going.
It's unfortunate people left disappointed, and that's certainly never the goal with that. It was just, supposed to be a fun, free activity, and we did our best. Unfortunately, it just fell a little short.
What were they giving out again?
It was like Easter egg hunt.
Okay, but what were the eggs filled with Pez?
No, it's different candies.
Money?
Because nobody likes Pez. I love that
That's
even
true.
Pez knows
I
one likes to
love
taste
Pez.
the candy
The
or
orange
the
and the red
dispensers?
ones are amazing.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah, because especially Pez are only fun because of the dispenser. So if
Right.
they just had Pez in the eggs, it's like, what? Why would the kids even want to rush
Keep
it?
the adults out.
I'd be there. I'd be pushing kids over.
Betty, did you go attend any Easter egg hunts
Perhaps.
this weekend? Okay.
Got a lot of bruises on my shins.
And finally, some people are very particular about how you should eat your pizza. Like one pizza place in Dallas who refuses to let people alter the pizza that they serve. In fact, for the past 2 years, they've had a display featuring a bottle of ranch dressing in a case. And there's a sign next to it that says, side of delicious ranch dressing for $1,000. So if anyone asks for ranch dressing, they just point to the sign. Well, this past weekend, someone bought the bottle for $1,000.
What? Just to prove a point, it's not worth it.
They love ranch on their pizza, but it was for a good cause. The restaurant was raising money for the local Humane Society. So it wasn't just to prove a point.
So they said after, people questioned them about that. Do you think they had that set up ahead of time?
Oh.
Possibly.
Or people got upset about them charging $1,000?
That's ridiculous. I mean, you have to think that your pizza is the best pizza ever. To jack the price up for $1,000 for a thing of ranch, that's...
Have you ever been to this pizza place?
It might be terrible pizza.
Or it could be the best pizza ever.
Is ranch a common thing with pizza?
I've never done that.
I've never heard of that.
But some pizzas have it on it, so...
that place that we go to.
Pie Five?
Yes. They put ranch on the buffalo pizza that I get. And it's so good.
$1,000 good?
No. No, unless Wally's paying.
Show lunch.
Yay!
That was the podcast. Woohoo! Wasn't that so much fun? Your favorite podcast ever. I know. Well, it's your favorites. It's Zach, Betty, and Becca. And we're here to say goodbye. So long. We'll see you again next time, right here on the Wally Show podcast.